सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। From 23. रुद्राणां शङ्करश्चास्मि
रुद्राणां शङ्करश्चास्मि
वित्तेषो यक्षरक्षसाम्
वित्तेषो यक्षरक्षसां
वसूनां पावकश्चास्मि
वसूनां पावकश्चास्मि
मेरुः शिखरिणामहम्
मेरुः शिखरिणामहम्
पुरोधसां च मुख्यं माम्
पुरोधसां च मुख्यं मां
विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम्
विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम्
सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः
सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः
सरसामस्मि सागरः
सरसामस्मि सागरः
महर्षीणां भृगुरहम्
महर्षीणां भृगुरहम्
गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम्
गिरामस्म्यैकमक्षरम्
यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि
यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि
स्थावराणां हिमालयः
स्थावराणां हिमालयः
अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणाम्
अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां
देवर्षीणां च नारदः
देवर्षीणां च नारदः
गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः
गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः
सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः
सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः
उच्चैश्रवसमश्वानाम्
उच्चैश्रवसमश्वानां
विद्धि माममृतोद्भवम्
विद्धि माममृतोद्भवम्
ऐरावतं गजेन्द्राणाम्
ऐरावतं गजेन्द्राणां
नराणां च नराधिपम्
नराणां च नराधिपम्
आयुधानामहं वज्रम्
आयुधानाम् अहं वज्रम्
धेनूनामस्मि कामधुक्
धेनूनामस्मि कामधुक्
प्रजनश्चास्मि कन्दर्पः
प्रजनश्चास्मि कन्दर्पः
सर्पाणामस्मि वासुकिः
सर्पाणामस्मि वासुकिः
अनन्तश्चास्मि नागानाम्
अनन्तश्चास्मि नागानां
वरुणो यादसामहम्
वरुणो यादसामहं
पितॄणामर्यमाश्चास्मि
पितॄणाम् अर्यमा चास्मि
यमः संयमतामहम्.
यमः संयमतामहम्.
So Bhagavan Sri Krishna is enumerating some aspects of this creation which Arjuna can use for his alambanam, which Arjuna can use for for appreciating the glory of Bhagavan. So Vibhuti Yoga. And so we saw various things he has given. And Ganga he talked about. So interesting. Ganga is very interesting. It is so. Ganga has been such a. It has been there in the psyche of this geographical land now called India. That you look at the river, this river that is flowing in the eastern part, uh, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, and all. There is a river. The river is called Mekong, Mekong River. Okay, and guess what? When I read about Mekong River, I learned that this Mekong is nothing but Ma Ganga. Ma Ganga. They call their river after our river because Ganga Maya is so powerful, such a so inspirational, so divine that we also our river also should be called as Ganga. Okay, Ganga is our daughter. Okay, like that Mekong. Okay, that is the river there. So they say Ganga Snanam and all that. They use those words here on the day of Deepavali in the morning. They ask the question, Ganga Snanam Acha, like that they will say. Means, did you did you do all the things that you're supposed to have done this morning, starting with a bath at early morning, 4 o'clock, 4:30, whatever. So that is being enumerated in all these shlokas. So next he's talking about Anantaschasmi Nagana. Varuno Yadasamaham Pitrunam Aryamas Chasmi Yamaha Sanyamatamaham. So Naganam Anantaha Asmi. Naganam. And see, this Naga means snake. Okay, that is the meaning of Naga. But then, if you just go back to the previous shloka, we just finished. Sarpana Masmi Vasuki. Sarpa means snake. Naga means snake. It seems like a repetition. So this this sar, he had to do something because this Sarpana must be Vasuki. Vasuki is around the neck of Shiva. And then he said, this Vaishnavas will feel little upset that Krishna talked about Vasuki. And he forgot about Ananta, Ananta, Shaina and all is there. And so Krishna said, okay, I will give you something. So Naga Nam. So there among Nagas, who are Nagas? Well, Nagas, some commentators write about this. Shankaracharya is silent. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't translate the word Naga. And Ramarai Kavi says, Bahushirasam. Among the snakes that have multiple heads, hydra headed, they say. So multiple heads. So among those, like that, Ramarai Kavi says. And Puji Swamiji uses Ramarai Kavi's text. So that is there. And then another commentator who writes a book called Subodhini, Sridhara Swamin. He says nirvishana, nirvishaha means non-poisonous snakes. Non-poisonous. Sarpa is poisonous. Naga is non-poisonous snake. Okay, like that they interpret. And so that way everybody is happy, and Vaishnavas may say you people are poisonous, people are not poisonous. All these things they have some enough. The rumor mill can keep running. So Krishna plays some games here also. So then this Ananta, Ananta, Anantaschasmi Nagana. I am Ananta. Ananta is that snake on which Vishnu is lying. Okay, that snake is called Ananta. 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 So that which has no end. Okay, that which has no end. So he's called Ananta Shayana. Vishnu is called Ananta Shayana because he's the one who's Shete, Shete, one who sleeps, one who is lying down on Ananta is called Ananta Shayana, obviously. So that Ananta, that snake, generally any snake is a symbol of power, and stealth, invisible. Without being invisible, it just comes suddenly. It comes, and so it is not visible at all, and it is powerful. Sarva Shakti here, Ananta, big snake, and resting. So the idea there is, of course, Sarva Shaktiman, etc. for the snake. Pralaya, when the entire world disappears, all that remains is Ananta. All that remains is Nirgunam Brahma. All gunas are gone. Pralaya means what? Namarupa gone. No Namarupa available anywhere. Whole world is gone or what? Black hole? Well, black hole or this hole doesn't matter. What stays is what exists always. What always existed, what is existing, what will exist. And that is Nirgunam Brahma. That is Anantaha. Anantaha. Anantaha has to be Nityam. Nityam has to be Sarvagatam. And so, Nitya Sarvagata Sthanuhu Achaloyam Sanatanaha. So that Ananta among Nagas, I am that Ananta. And Swami also says this lying on a coiled snake, that Ananta is coiled also. And first of all, it must be soft. The snake's skin must be soft, and it is also cold. It's cool. That bed is cool because cold-blooded. That's why they say snakes are cold-blooded. So I think it must be cool. I don't know. We didn't touch snakes and all that, but must be cold also. Cool. So that will be always cool. Outside summer, but yahan par cool. And and then coil. Coil is important. So Swamiji says this is the first coiled mattress ever invented by humans. Coiled mattress. And I think our old mattresses and all were not coiled. It was just some cotton that is stuffed and then etc. We used to have rajai and all we used to have. But then came this coiled mattress.
Springs were there. Springs.
Spring, exactly, you're right. So the spring, that is a coil. So many multiple springs are there, multiple coils. But here is just one coil. I think one coil, at least from outside, it looks only one coil, right? So that's Anantashayi, Anantashayanaha, Sheshashayi. Look at this word Sheshashayi. That is a name for Vishnu. Shesha means remaining. That which remains after everything is gone is Shesha. Shesha is remaining, right? That is the meaning of Shesha. So that is this Anantaha. And so they have all this at Pralaya time. This Vishnu is floating on a leaf. This very popular imagery is there. Ashwatha leaf, I think it is. Ashwatha leaf. This Vishnu is floating. Only thing that is left is Nirgunam Brahma. That's the idea. And there used to be some companies that use that as a logo. Gokul brand and all that. So anyway, so Anantascha Asmi Nagana. Among those Nagas, I am Anantaha. Even in our class, we have Bhagya is there, Naga, Akula, and Lakshmi is there, Lakshmi, Nageshwara, Nagesh, Karthik is there, Karthik Nagendra, Bangalore. So we have many friends also. Nagesh, popular name. So that among Nagas, I am Anantaha. Varuno Yadasam Aham. Aham Asmi. Aham Kim Asmi? Aham Varunaha Asmi. Yadasam. Yadas. Yadas means um, devata of any body of water. Jala devataha. Among Jala devatas, I am Varunaha, he says. The Jala devata. Water is essential for all living beings. We know that very well. And so, water bodies, lakes, rivers, oceans, ponds, wells, all these are important water bodies for us. And visible wells and then invisible wells also. Bore well, these days, bore well. Those days, you have to dig a well and then pull the water out. But today, it is bore well. So, all these things are important bodies of water. And of course, our body is also full of water. This is also another body. The body is another body of water. So, all these are there. And cloud, the cloud which gives rain, right? That is also an important body of water. That cloud is called Parjanya Devata. Parjanya Devata. Parjanya. So, like this, you have Devatas associated with certain bodies of water. And Varunaha is the Devata of the Sagara, ocean. The ocean, because the biggest body of water, biggest source of water for the entire ecosystem on Earth. Okay. And so, this water in our all yagas we worship water. It begins with this Pavamana Sutta, and which is a worship of water, invoking Bhagavan in water. That water becomes the transporter of that sanctity to the rest of the yagashala. And water is there, the purpose of water is that. But then mantras, in our daily mantras we chant Sandhya Vandanam. Imam me Varuna. Shruti. Varuna. Imam me Varuna. So in the evening time, we chant this mantra. Morning time, Surya Devata. Vitrasya Charshani. Drita Shravo Devasya Sanasim. Satyam Chitra Shavastamam. Like that we say. And then evening time, we worship the Varuna Devata. Imam me Varuna. Shruti Havamadhya Chamradaya. Tvamamasya Rachike. Like that. Those who do these mantras daily, they will recall. So beautiful mantras there. and 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 there are other in that mantra we ask for various things, and material things. More than material, we ask for Pashema Sharadashatam, let my eyes be proper, and then intellectual ability, emotional maturity, and finally moksha. All those things are coming in that prayer. Very beautiful these mantras are. So here he's saying, among the yadas, among the bodies of water, among the devatas of the bodies of water, I am Varuna. I am the presiding deity of the ocean. Okay. Then Pitrinam Aryama Cha Asmi. And I am Aryama among the Pitrus, among the Pitrus. So they sometimes they translate as manes, M-A-N-E. They do that. Pitrus, okay. So many lokas, we talked about this before. This loka also, just like here on Earth, we have different continents, and then different countries, states, and then different cities. And within a city, different constituencies are there, districts, colonies, like that. Like that, loka also, different colonies of these Swargavasis, Devaha. So one of the lokas. Another type of Swargaloka is a Pitruloka. Pitruloka. And we say that because the people who have lived along with us and passed away, okay, like our grandparents or whoever, and then they are known to reside in Pitruloka. That is why it's called Pitruloka. Okay, now, uh, and that loka, and the head of that loka, the guy who presides over the Pitruloka is Adhyama. That's what he's saying. Krishna is saying. So all the lokas, like Indra Loka, is also a type of Swarga. Indra is the presiding deity. Indra is the head of that. Like that, you have this Aryama. Now, what happens? Suppose somebody does a Shraddha Karma. Shraddha Karma means what? Well, those who have passed away in our family for 3 generations, we do the offer the our obeisance and our they are supposed to have, they don't get food unless we give them food. That's the idea, and that's why pindam and all is offered, and so it's being offered. Now, where does it go? If you ask, who takes all this? Well, just like just like you make a phone call. Okay, this is a slightly different example, but I think the concept is similar. Make a phone call from your cell phone, okay, cell phone, and to your neighbor, okay, to your neighbor. Now, what do you think happens? The signal goes to the local tower, the telephone tower, and then the tower, what does it do? It sends it all the way to the satellite somewhere up on top. Huh? And then the satellite says, "Oh, wait a minute, who is he calling? Oh, he's calling back here only." And then it sends to the tower. Where is this guy located? And then where is the nearest tower? And then it sends a signal back to the tower, local tower, and then the signal comes to the neighbor. This much distance it has to cover. Okay, like the satellite, because the satellite knows the addresses of everybody, addresses who is where, everything the satellite knows, and if necessary, communicates with other satellites, and like that. So like that, sometimes post offices also they work like that. So all letters are all gathered and then taken to the central in the city, the central head post office. They say, here at least. GPO, General Post Office, they have all these goods. So that's the clearing house. That's where everything goes and then sorted out. Sorted out. Where does it go? Which city it has to go to? Which country it has to go to? Like that. Like that, this Aryama is that kind of a person. So all the things that we offer, Aryama, he takes everything and he decides where Indraya Swaha, okay, it has to go to Indraloka. Somaya Swaha, go there. But here, Pitruna. So therefore, Pitrus, this person is offering Shraddha Karma to, the names are all given. The Sharma names are all given, who are all passed away, everybody, both the mother's side, father's side, everything is given. So they're all, where they are, only Aryama knows. We don't know. Only difference between this phone call and that is phone call, we know exactly where the person is. Sometimes we may not know that person is traveling also, right? And but the Aryama knows exactly where they are, and they may be anywhere. They may be anywhere. They may be born again somewhere. Where are they born again? On Bhuloka? We don't know. So could be any loka they're born. 14 lokas. Arima has to have the addresses of 14 lokas. Okay, that job he does, and so that is Aryama. And so for Sanskrit students, Aryama is uh, Nakaranta Pullingam. Aryaman. Aryaman, like Brahman. Pullingam Brahman. Brahma comes to like that Aryama. So Aryama is Pullingam, not Strilingam. Aryama, Aryamano, Aryamana. Like that it goes. Then Yamaha Sanyamatamaham. Again, continuing. Aham Sanyamatam Yamaha Asmi. So Yama has come. Our favorite Yama. So every Thursday we do, Namaskar to Yama, right? So Sanyamatam Samyamaha Samyam Samyama. Samyama means Yama is rule. Samyama means one who enforces the rules. Those who enforce rules are called Sanyamas. In this context, at least. Okay? So that's why Yama, Niyama, and all comes in the Patanjali Ashtanga Yoga. It comes, and so do's and don'ts, etc. Here, Sanyama means just rules, how things have to work. Okay, how things have to work, and in all worlds, not just Buloka. Buloka is the only world we are aware of, but all worlds, how things work, and so that implementer of all the laws that we know and all the laws that we don't know also, so many are there. Everything, that person, these implementers are called Sanyama and Sanyamatam. Among those, I am Yamaha. So it seems Yamaha is also an enforcer, and like the police, traffic police, enforcing rules. And so we have people, the child grows up. The child comes, and then it's 2 years old, 3 years old. It's just running up and down, and four, just bubbling with joy and energy. And then the 2-year-old, 3-year-old child goes to the store, and then she goes and picks up 5 things, and then comes. I want all this, and the parents are saying, "What? I want all this." Go and keep everything there first. Go. Where did you get it from? Come, let's go and keep it back. What? I want it. It's all there. This is there for me only, obviously. You're saying keep it? Why? What is the use of keeping all these things in the store? It should be in my hands only. We will play with it. Child doesn't understand. Okay, we will look at it later. Okay, enough. We purchased enough today. What? We have purchased enough. She doesn't understand what purchasing is. Nothing. It takes a few years to understand. Oh, okay, something has to be given. They're pulling out something from the wallet and then giving it, and then in exchange they are giving this back. Oh, I see. I must give something in order to get this toys. Oh, I see. So the child has no rules in mind. Child is free. Then it has to become to know all these things that are there, and like this life goes on. Slowly they begin to learn. And still a teenager, it's like I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world. Then comes exam time. Then job, after college, job hunting. Then suddenly all, I have to write a resume, this, that, and all. So looking for a job and all. Then job, got a job. Then again I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world. Then Bhagavan says, wait, don't worry. Don't worry, there's marriage is going to come. Then few children you will have. Then 30 years later, you meet him, and then what happened? You changed so much. You mellowed down so much, my dear friend. Mellowed down. Yeah, well, no, you don't have children or not. It's like that. The conversation changes completely. So, enforcers of discipline. In the young age, also, we had people who enforce discipline at home. Mother, father, husband, wife, everybody is enforcing discipline. Landlord, employer, everybody is enforcing discipline. And he's saying here, among all those enforcers of discipline that we know of, I am Yamaha. I am Bhagavan Yama, who knows exactly what has to happen, when, who, where, why, how, all these things he knows. That is the idea. How that life is going to end, and not just end and continue again later. That also. So just it's a journey, constant, continuous journey. That person, that is Yama. I am that Yama, says Krishna. So therefore we should say, come on, worship Yama for a change instead of worshipping Krishna. I don't see Yama in your puja room. Yama? What? Krishna says, I'm Yama also. You can keep Yama. Nothing wrong with keeping Yama in your puja room. I think we should have that argument with somebody once in a while. Anyway, so Anantaschasmi Naganam Varuno Yadasamaham Pitrunam Aryama Chasmi Yamas Sanyamatamaham. Let's translate that. And I am Ananta among the many headed snakes. And I am Ananta among the many headed snakes. Semicolon. I am Varuna among the devatas of water. Among the Pitrus, I am Aryama. Semicolon again. I am Yama among those who enforce discipline. I am Yama among those who enforce discipline. And I am Ananta among the many-headed snakes. Semicolon. I am Varuna among the devatas of water. Semicolon. Among the Pitrus, I am Aryama. Semicolon. I am Yama among those who enforce discipline. Next. प्रह्लादश्चास्मि दैत्यानाम्
प्रह्लादश्चास्मि दैत्यानां
कालः कलयतामहम्
कालः कलयतामहम्
मृगाणां च मृगेन्द्रोऽहम्
मृगाणां च मृगेन्द्रोऽहम्
वैनतेयश्च पक्षिणाम्
वैनदेयश्च पक्षिणां
प्रह्लादश्चास्मि दैत्यानाम्
प्रह्लादश्चास्मि दैत्यानां
कालः कलयतामहम्
कालः कलयतामहम्
मृगाणां च मृगेन्द्रोऽहम्
मृगाणां च मृगेन्द्रोऽहम्
वैनतेयश्च पक्षिणाम्
वैनदेयश्च पक्षिणाम्
अहं दैत्यानां प्रह्लादः च अस्मि. I am among Daityas, I am Prahlada. That's what he's saying. So, Brahmaji, creation, the way it started in our Puranas, there is a story. Brahmaji created 14 Prajapatis. And among these 14 and then they further procreated and created the world. That is the story. People. Among the Prajapatis, there is this Kashyapa. Kashyapas had two wives, Diti and Aditi. And the children of Diti are called Daityas or Asuras. Okay, Asuras. And then the children of Aditi are called Devas or Suras. Okay, Sura and Asura. That's the idea there. And so the Sura Bhava, Asura Bhava. So in 16th chapter, I think we're going to study that. Daivasura Sampattihi, there is a chapter. So Daiva Sampattihi, Asura Sampatti. The idea is every being has that Daiva Sampatti, Sattva Guna is there, and Rajoguna, Tamoguna also is there. Okay, Asura Sampatti. Then one person, So that one Kashyapa produced Devas and Asuras means it is there in everybody's blood, that attributes are there. That means one has to work to convert or slowly bring down the Asura Sampatti in each of us and then move towards this Sura Guna. Okay. That's the idea here. And so even among the Asuras, Daityanam api, they're all so-called Asuras who create problems all the time. Okay. Even among them, there is a person called Prahlada, okay, who is the son of Hiranyakashipu. We know the story very well. And he was born to a guy who was the hater of Bhagavan hater. See, he's not an atheist. Okay, the atheist says no, there is no such thing as God. He says no, he's not God. I am God. That is what he says. So God exists, and that's me, not he. That is Hiranyakashipu. And so he's very much very much a theist, I should say. And so therefore, it's one thing is clear. What is clear? This categorical divisions fail. There is no such thing as a categorical division. You can make some, divisions for the sake of, for our benefit. But really speaking, you can't. There is no categorical division. You can't say man, woman. Suppose you say, okay, so there are some rough ideas. We know what a man is, what a woman is. But there are a lot of similarities also between men and women. There are some dissimilarities. So where do you draw the line? You use the category when it is useful to you. At other places, you give up. You should not hold on to that categorization. Okay, and then so this Prahlada is a bhakta. He is a Jivra Bhakta of Vishnu. Vishnu Bhakta he is. And so they say, there is a shloka which says, when we get up in the morning, we are supposed to remember Bhaktas, these great Bhaktas. Who are those great Bhaktas? Prahlada, Narada, Parashara, Pundarika, Vyasambaricha, Shuka, Shaunaka, Bhishma, Dalbhyan, Rukmangada, Vasishta, Vibhishanadin, Punyanima, Parama Bhagavatan Smarami. Aham Smarami. I remember all these. Like that, there is a shloka. And among that, Prahlada is number one. Listed number one. Prahlada, Narada, Parashara, etc. And another message we get from here is that Asura Putra, Prahlada is an Asura Putra. So, Asura Putra has become a Deva. Okay? He is not a Rakshasa. Asura Putra must be a Rakshasa also. Hiranyakasipu was a Rakshasa, but not Prahlada. That shows that Jati should not be used to define a person. Jati can be used to start off one's life and do what is to be done, but it does not define a person. Define a person. Ravana was supposed to be a Brahmana, Brahmana. But what did he do? None of his karmas are Brahmana karma. And so he became a Rakshasa. And nobody worships Ravana because he's a Brahmin. No. Brahmin word is meaningless unless there is guna in that person. So there is, we talked about it in the Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam. So there is Jati Brahmana, there is Karma Brahmana, and there is Guna Brahmana. Correct? We saw this. And so it says Jati is only to start off our life. And that's about it. Like you start off your life and then you're given a last name. Okay. For lack of anything better, you just take on the last name of your father. That's it. Over. Then afterwards, you lead your life, and then it doesn't matter if you want to change your name, you can change your name. But then there is karma brahmana. Well, are you doing the karma of a brahmana? Then on top of that, guna brahmana. Do you have the gunas that a brahmana is supposed to have, my dear friend? That is the question. So it's a journey. It's a journey, and if we get caught up in this jati business, then we get stuck. We don't go anywhere. Okay? So this is a very important another message we get from this this particular quarter of this mantra, importance given to character, guna. And then in Bhagavatam, there is also there's Bhishma Stuti, there's Kunti Stuti. Kunti talks about the greatness of Ishvara, Bhagavan, and Prahlada talks about the greatness of Bhagavan, Vishnu. And so that is called Prahlada Stuti. So like this, there are various stutis there in Bhagavatam and other Puranas also. And so Prahlada is therefore very well known in our scriptures, in our shastrams. Okay, Prahladaschasmi Daityanam. Then Kalaha Kalayatam Aham. So all these words, I am this among these. So these two words we have to know always. Among something, I should know what that among is. And then this and that also I should know. So Kalayatam. Kalayatam is among Kalayats. Among Kalayats. Kalayat means one who keeps track of accounts. Kalayat. One who is calculating. One who knows the ins and outs. Okay, that accountant is called Kalayat. Okay. So nobody can fool an accountant. Okay. Finally, if you have to know the numbers, even the CEO has to call the accountant only. So accountant keeps track of everything. That person is called a Kalayat. Kalayatam. Among those accountants. Okay. I am Kalaha is going to say. And what kind of accounting is being talked about here? This is the karma accounting. Okay. Karma accounting. Because karma phalam is there. Our body itself is a result of karma phalam. Karma that we have done in some purva janma. Janmas, infinite janmas that too. And so we have come like this. Here, and then we are given a free will and we are doing stuff, doing actions. Actions have drishtapalam. Drishtapalam, there is a particular law there also. And then adrishtapalam is another huge law. Law of karma is there. Punyam and Papam. So for every action, should this person get Punyam? If so, how much Punyam? Or Papam? How much Papam? Or Mishra? Punya Papa Mishra, both he gets, we don't know because depending on the series of actions. Okay. Punya Papa. So this Pandavas when they killed the Kauravas, Punyam and Papam both. Punyam also they got because they protected society. Papam, because you killed somebody. You killed somebody who did not want to get killed. That is a papam. Therefore, how is all this going to work out? How is all going to work out? That accountant's job is to figure all this out. And then that punya phalam and papa phalam, when is it going to manifest? It is going to the bank. And then from the bank, it has to fructify and come back and provide that corresponding experience to that person. Correct? How is it going to happen? That how the job of this kalayats, and among that kalaha. Okay, everything has to be tracked. You killed a mosquito yesterday. Well, sorry to say, but there is a papa karma. And poor mosquito, she wants a little blood meal to help herself, and you are available. So he said, come on, what's the problem? You have so much blood flowing in your body. I can't take a little bit of blood. What's your problem? She doesn't understand that we don't like to get pricked like this. Okay. And then, so this is all, they have to track all this. That is why for our life is always prayerful life. See how prayer is so important. At the end, Karacharana Kritam va Kayajam Karmajam va. At the end of the day, I have to say, whatever I have done by my hands, legs, mind, whatever, knowingly, unknowingly, I've done. Please, I had good intentions. And so, like that, the prayer is there. And so it's very complicated. Gahana Karmano Gati. Krishna said it, I think, right, some time ago. Karmana, that karma is just that network is complicated. That law that is working is complicated. In this class also, all of us are coming together in this class and staying for so many years. It has to be karma only. Previously, we did not know each other. Now we are good friends. How? What is this? Some system has to come up, pandemic has to come, Zoom has to come. Nothing, none, did not think of any of these things. We did not plan anything out. So it's just karma. And in that karma, there is one class. And in that class, somebody is saying his class is going really good, alert. Another person is going like that. And what is happening? One person's punya is fructifying. For the other person, what's happening is, see, to keep awake in a class where you're really sleepy is the worst torture. I know it. I mean, not that I made it. I mean, I don't sleep when I'm talking, but I could sleep if I'm listening. Okay, so that's possible. Talking and sleeping, my goodness, I think that's a gift, special gift if you have that. So that torture, that means papa karma is unfolding for that person, right? So Bhagavan has to do this. Your papa has to come and meet this fellow's punyam in this Jayakumarji's class, and they have to come together on this particular time, this particular day. It should happen. This combination. So this is just too much, too uncanny it is, and so therefore it's a major matchmaking at work. Family is there, somebody is sick at home, somebody is there to take care of that person. Somebody is sick, papa karma unfolding. I mean, we are just talking, it's just technical, okay? And so we are not judging anything. Papa karma unfolding. Somebody is there to take care of the person. Punya karma of that same person has brought this other person to take care of me, okay? So therefore, both punya and papa unfolding for this person. For the other person has to keep awake day and night. So his papa karma also is unfolding. So it's just matchmaking going on, constant matchmaking. And marriage, what to talk of marriage? It's a major event in one's life, and so therefore, the guy who keeps track of all these things, that computer is called Chitragupta. Chitragupta. Okay? And then sometimes they say Chitragupta is same as Yama. Sometimes they say Chitragupta is the son-in-law of Yama, because this Chitragupta married Yama's daughter, uh, and then this Chitragupta married Surya's daughter also. Surya's daughter Nandini, Surya Devata's daughter, and then he got some 12 children. So all this Srivastava, Gaur, Nigam, and Mathur, and all these names, in the northern India, we hear the last names. They are all descendants of this Chitragupta. Okay? Like that, the story is there, like that. So, Bhatnagar, like that. Then of course, then Yama Dharmaraja, assuming this is Yama, then Yama is Yama Dharmaraja. He's called Yama Dharmaraja because he's following rules. He's making sure rules are followed. Therefore, no partiality. Therefore, Dharma is there. Full Dharma. Dharma Raja. There's no chance. There's not even a slight chance that he's going to be partial. The laws are going to be partial to somebody. No chance. Zero chance. Therefore, Yama Dharma Rajaha, perfect deliverance. That's what he does. And therefore, in our culture, we worship Yama. And in our mantras, 3 times a day we worship Yama. Yamaya Dharma Rajaya, Mrittive Chantakaya. Like that, we look at the southern direction and we just invoke Yama and then worship him. So that's the best way to get out of this fear of death, Yama is also there. Yeah, death is there. I don't have to be afraid of death. Death is a part of life, just like birth has been a part of life. So let me use my life properly. Let me do the right things. Okay. That's good. So here, Kalaha Kalayatamaham. So I am Kalaha. He uses the word Kala, not Yama. And Kalaha. Kala is also Yama. Time. Time is the greatest leveler, they say. leveler. Means, well, all else fails, Kala, time will not fail. Something like that. Right? And so also in Gita, later on in the 11th chapter, he's going to say, Kalosmi, Kalosmi Lokakshayakrit. Like that, there is a particular shloka. He's going to talk about that in the next chapter. And this Chitragupta, this Vaishyas often have the Guptas are often Vaishyas because Gupta means secret. Secret. In business you have to be a little secretive, and so that is why Gupta. So Vaishyas are Guptas. Then Kshatriyas are Varmas. Varma is a kavach. So Kshatriyas, often these Varmas are Kshatriyas. What about Brahmanas? Brahmanas have a name called Sharma. Sharma. Sharman means one who is contemplative, one who has a sattvic disposition, one who has the compassion, generosity, learning, teaching. All these attributes have to come. That person has to be a Sharma. Simply having the word Sharma and then walking around and threatening people, it doesn't work. So that's Gupta there. So Chitragupta for us. And so Kalaha Kalayatam Aham. Okay. Among all the enforcers of discipline, among all these accountants. Okay, here is a little different. Accountant. Among those who keep track of stuff, I am time. Time means I am Yamaha. Here also Yamaha can be invoked. Okay. Mriganam cha mrigendroham. So Mrig means animal. Mrigaha. So Mriganam, among the animals, I am Mrigendraha. Mrigendraha means lion. Okay. So this animal, today we know a lot about animals. Thanks to all these channels, Animal Planet and things like that. We know so much. And the more you see this, the more you know about these animals, the more enlightened we become in terms of the ecology, how the ecology functions, how much symbiosis there is in this ecology. And he takes an example of ants. Ant is a small little thing that's people don't even look at it, and if you look at it, often they're wiped off. But they say, but the ants, this function is in the process of their life, they make holes in the soil, they aerate the soil, they are the ones who allow the water and oxygen to go in underneath to the roots of plants. Okay. And then they take all the seeds and then store it inside and then consume the seeds. The remains of the seeds actually germinate. So pollination and germination, they do not pollination. I take that back, not pollination. The germination, they enable the nutrients to be absorbed by the plants. Small little ant, small ant, and they're in the bottom of the food chain. And if you take ants away, then the food chain will be disrupted. Anteaters will not survive. Some skunks who eat ants will not survive. Okay. Bear cubs. Okay. You never relate bear with ants, but bear cubs consume ants. Source of protein for bear cubs. Like this, the chain gets disturbed if ants are removed from the ecosystem. So, bat, all small animals. I just chose some examples. Bat is also. We don't know anything about bats because we are living here and bats are somewhere. We're always scared of bats. But bats, the work they do, it's absolutely amazing. They disperse seeds, they pollinate, they're agents of pollination. They consume the insects, and they say in the one study in the US, the bats help when they consume these insects. The crops are protected. So the bats contribute $1 billion to the in terms of protection of crops, in terms of pesticide savings, $1 billion in the corn industry. It's one industry, just corn, just one grain. Okay, that's the amount of symbiosis we have going on with bats. Pollination, 1/3 of the food, every third bite you and I take in our mouth requires pollination. Requires pollination. Otherwise, there is no fruit, there is no grain. It's absolutely mind boggling. And pollination, who is pollinating? Human beings are not pollinating. Bees are pollinating. These bats are pollinating. Bees are there. Many insects are there. They're all pollinating agents. Go from one flower to another flower to another flower. In the process, they pollinate. That female gamete and male gamete and all, it's there. It's mind-boggling. Look at all these things. Insects, whom we don't even care to look at. Okay, they have a very important role to play. And Mrigendranam, he says, Mrigendroham. I mean, Mriganam Mrigendroham. And the more we study, there is something called keystone species. How many of you have heard of keystone species? Yeah, okay, Mahesh has heard. Keystone species means a species whose presence in this ecosystem is so important, they actually, because of them, a portion of the ecosystem survives. For example, the sea otter. Sea otter, okay? Otter, we don't see otters here. You see them only in cold waters. The sea otter, it seems, is a keystone species. If you take the sea otter out, the sea otter consumes what are called sea urchins. And the urchins consume this kelp. There is a kelp, the underwater forests are called kelp. Okay, it grows for thousands, 100 feet, 150 feet tall. They are these water species. Okay, they are called algae actually, it seems. And these kelp are so important for the marine ecosystem, and they produce tons of oxygen. They provide a hiding place for fish, because fish also have to hide, small fish, and this kelp is the place where they hide. And they of course provide food for many animals. And if you take the otters out, then the sea urchins will start consuming. The sea urchins are voracious eaters of kelp, and they will consume kelp, and they will finish off the water ecosystem. Just you take the otter away. If you take the otter away from this ocean, that's it. The marine ecosystem will be disturbed, massively disturbed. So this otter is called a keystone species. Like that, you have the starfish is a keystone species. Then you have elephant is a keystone species. Elephant, because it's in the top of the food chain, and they have a big role to play in the ecosystem. And then lion. To control the elephant, you need like elephant, zebra, and all these other big, large animals. You need lion. It's unbelievable, really speaking. If the lion were not there, what will happen? These animals will grow in a lot of numbers. They will finish off all the grasslands and all the forests. And life will, human beings cannot survive. Look, you can just imagine. What is there if there is a lion in the forest or there is no lion? So what if there are no lions? Okay, lion is there, let them be. No, you can't think like that. That whole chain is so important, and so it's a delicate balance. It's a very delicate balance. So mrigaha, this is animal world. So every animal is Ishvara's glory only, Bhagavan's glory, and so therefore, now don't tell me then what about cockroaches? And, you look up Google cockroaches, you will find. You know what? They are the greatest professional recyclers. Recycling. The world today has understood the importance of recycling. Okay, even children know that, and they will consume all the leftovers. They will consume all the decaying matter, organic decaying matter, plant decaying matter, animal decaying matter. They will consume and recycle it back to the environment. That is their role, cockroach role. And they have lived for 80 million years, it seems, longer than us. So therefore, when you look at a cockroach, at least we can bring in this idea. Hey, namaste, cockroachaya namaha. Because of you, you have shown the way to us. How? Because you showed that life is possible. And you yourself have lived for so long, 80 billion years. I can't even imagine what that is. And but you know what? You please don't is go away from here. First, make a prayer. Please go away from here. I don't want you and your children to just keep running around all over the place. Okay, just do it under the floor. Go somewhere and do it. Don't show your face. Okay, like that you pray. Okay, that's I think I our whole attitude will change when we appreciate all this. Therefore, Mrigendroham. I am the lion. I am the lion because lion is in the top of that pyramid and king of the jungle and all they say. So, and then Vainateyascha Pakshinam. Pakshihi. Pakshi. Paksha means this one. Wing. Paksha means wing. So, two wings. The one who has two wings is called a Pakshi. Paksho. Asya staha iti Pakshin. Nakaranta Pullinga. And so, therefore, by that definition, even an airplane can be called a Pakshi. Correct? Two wings. It has two wings. Then there is another synonym for Pakshi, Khagaha. Khagaha. Kha means Akasha. Ga is Gachati, goes. One who goes in the sky is called Khagaha. So Pakshi ko bhi Khag कहते हैं हिंदी में. So Khag हो गया. So then aircraft also can be called a Khag by that definition. And so, and among these birds, I am Vainateyaha. Vainateyaha. Vinata. Vinata's son is Vainateya. Garuda, in other words, Garuda. Garuda. And so is a very the mount of Vishnu, very famous in our Puranas. And that's why Vishnu is called Garuda Vahana, like that. Shivahana, etc. And then in Tamil Nadu, they don't refer to Garuda as just Garuda. They will say Garuda is Garudalvar. Like that, they will use that epithet. Alvar means one who is soaked in devotion. Soaked in devotion, the greatest bhakta. So Garuda is a bhakta of Vishnu. And like that, they refer to Garuda as in that manner. So among birds, I am the great bhakta called Garuda or Vainateyaha, son of Vinata. There is a meaning there. So let's translate this. And I am Prahlada among the Daityas. Comma. So within brackets, you can see the Asuras who are born of Diti. Full stop. So then among, yes, Swami translates it like among things that reckon, among things that reckon means among the laws, LAWS laws, among things that reckon, comma. I am time. I am time. And among the wild animals, I am lion. So here he is taking wild animals. Among the wild animals, I am the lion. Because all animals means, then question comes, what about human being? That question can come, right? So safe to say wild elements, lion is the king. Okay. Among the wild animals, I am the lion, full stop. And I am Garuda among the birds. And I am Prahlada among the Daityas, the Asuras who are born of Diti. Among things that reckon, I am time, and among the wild animals, I am the lion. Full stop. And I am Garuda among the birds. Continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om